Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this beautiful planet Earth. Email docsreport@outlook.com. Leadership, discipline, diligence, integrity, civility. The Docs Report is an independent, self-funded, non-profit, non-monetized, non-aligned, informative, civilized, and semi-entertaining YouTube channel. Docs Report encompasses citizen journalism with commentary and opinion, only on topics that interest him. He can be found exclusively live streaming here on YouTube. Short clips of a myriad of subjects are available on his X account. Search X for the verified X account Docs Report. My name is Kathy, and I'm Docs Report's virtual correspondent. It is my pleasure to be with you today. The first news story is the Derek Jones and the 2009 Georgia UFO incident. Then I'll follow up with Professor Avi Loeb and 3i Atlas. Let's begin. Derek Jones is the pseudonym of a northern Georgia man used to protect his identity. He experienced a UAP, unidentified aerial phenomena, UFO, in northern Georgia on September 12, 2009. The source of the date is from the book by James T. Lukatsky. Inside the U.S. Government Covert UFO Program, New Insights. Pages 118 through 124. This case gained attention in UFO research circles due to its detailed physical effects on the witness and its inclusion in government-funded studies on unidentified aerial phenomena, UAP. It's featured prominently in George Knapp and Colin Kelleher's 2021 book Skinwalkers at the Pentagon, an insider's account of UFOs, government secrecy, and the hunt for extraterrestrial life. The incident. Date and time, September 9, 2009, around 11:45 p.m. Location, backyard of Jones' rural home in northern Georgia, USA. His 10-year-old son and a friend were camping in a tent nearby. What happened? Jones was alerted by his two dogs barking aggressively in the backyard. Stepping outside, he observed a massive triangular craft hovering silently directly overhead. Jones estimated that the large triangular craft, which was 60 to a few hundred feet above him, was about 300 feet in length. It made no sound. He could see stars on the bottom of the object, as if an attempt had been made to camouflage the craft. It was flanked by 4 smaller objects, all emitting multicolored lights, shifting between red, blue, green, and white, with no visible propulsion or sound. The smaller objects moved erratically but deliberately, defying conventional aerodynamics. Jones grabbed a high-powered million-candle power spotlight, used for security, and aimed it at the large triangle. Almost immediately, a 2 to 3 foot diameter beam of intense bluish-white light shot back from the craft, striking him for only about a second. Quoting Jones now, it was a bright blue light beam that shone on me. My shoulders are still burning at this time. The bluish color light was only on me for a second. I do not know what else to say. I am not crazy. I know what just happened. I know what I just saw in my yard. The small one changed shape, but the big one was like a triangle with lights on the 3 tips. However, the bright bluish light came from the center bottom unquote. Page 119. New Insights. James T. Lukatsky. This case wasn't just anecdotal, it was part of a U.S. government-funded investigation. The Advanced Aerospace Weapon System Applications Program / Bigelow Aerospace Advanced Space Studies directly investigated Mr. Jones' narrative in the Mutual UFO Network Case Management System. The final 125-page report was prepared and in a SAP Project Management Plan Addenda, PMPA documents, specifically document number 6. This straightforward narrative submitted to Mutual Network resulted in one of ASAP's most dramatic cases. Immediate aftermath. Jones rushed inside, feeling disoriented. The objects departed silently. Before he went to bed, Jones logged onto his computer and filed an online UFO sighting report with MUFON, Mutual UFO Network. The network, in turn, notified Bigelow Aerospace Advanced Space Studies, BASS, since the two organizations were engaged in a collaborative relationship. The next day, he experienced severe symptoms. Intense headache, extreme nausea, weakness. He was bedridden on the couch, and a persistent metallic coppery taste in his mouth. Symptoms reminiscent of radiation exposure or acute poisoning. His young son and friend were not interviewed, I believe due to their age, or may have been asleep in their tent. No interview of the children was mentioned in James T. Lakatsky's book, New Insights. The Men in Black Visit. 2 days after the sighting, Jones received an unsolicited visit from two men in a dark four-door Ford sedan. No plates visible. They claimed to be from the government and referenced his sighting report, which hadn't filed publicly. The conversation quickly turned into an interrogation about the event, displaying an intimidating demeanor. They warned him not to discuss it with anyone, leaving Jones feeling threatened. After extensive legwork by Bigelow Aerospace Advanced Space Studies investigators and one of their contract researchers, the license plate of the Ford sedan was unambiguously linked to a specific Department of Homeland Security, DHS carpool. Medical and scientific follow-up. Jones sought medical attention. Doctors diagnosed him with unusual symptoms, including elevated liver enzymes, inflammation, and what appeared to be low-level radiation burns on his skin. Blood tests showed anomalies consistent with exposure to an unknown energy source. Loss of hair from the back of Mr. Jones' head began within 18 days of the incident. Weeks and months later, Mr. Jones complained of feeling weak and generally unwell. Beginning in early October 2009, Jones started to report that lumps began to appear on his legs, groin, and back. By the end of February 2010, Jones was reporting that all the lumps had grown considerable in size, and some of them were becoming increasingly painful. 20 more lumps had appeared all over his body, at a rate of 2 to 30 per month, since February 2010. About a year after his encounter, Jones had one of the 24 nodules on his body surgically removed for pathology examination. A preliminary diagnosis of non-malignant lymphoma was made. The surgeon informed the Bigelow Aerospace Advanced Space Studies contract physician that, in his 22 years as a board-certified pathologist, he had never seen a case like this. Note: I believe Mr. Jones may have passed away. The case exemplifies high-strangeness UAP events with physical effects, contributing to data on potential NHI, meaning non-human intelligence, and/or 2O, meaning technology of unknown origin. Why this case stands out? Unlike many blurry photos or distant lights, Jones' report includes verifiable physical evidence, medical records, and a follow-up Men in Black encounter, making it a cornerstone for UAP proponents. It's often cited in discussions of UAP health effects, similar to the 1980 Rendlesham Forest incident. As of 2025, with ongoing congressional hearings, cases like this underscore demands for declassified data. Grok and excerpts from New Insights by James T. Lakatsky were used in this presentation. Now on to Professor Avi Loeb. Avi Loeb has found several anomalies with interstellar object 3I Atlas as of December 10, 2025. Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb has identified and publicly discussed new anomalies associated with 3I Atlas, the third confirmed interstellar object discovered July 1, 2025 by the Atlas Survey. Loeb, known for his work on Oumuamua and his Galileo project, has been actively analyzing data from telescopes like Hubble, ALMA, and ground-based observatories. He maintains that while a natural cometary explanation remains the most probable, the accumulating anomalies warrant scrutiny for potential technological origins, estimating the odds of artificiality at around 40% in recent interviews. Key recent developments, November to December 2025. Loeb's analysis has evolved rapidly as 3I Atlas approaches its closest Earth pass on December 19, 2025, about 1.8 astronomical units away. Here's a timeline of his reported new anomalies since early November, based on his Medium posts, interviews, and peer-reviewed preprints. Early November, 9 to 10 anomalies. Loeb highlighted gravitational lensing effects post-perihelion October 29, 2025, where the object's alignment with the Sun's position defied expectations for a typical comet. He noted a lack of expected debris cloud, over 5 billion tons of gas, which should be visible now but isn't. This bumped his tally to 9 anomalies, including the object's precise retrograde ecliptic alignment, 0.2% natural likelihood, and sunward anti-tail jets in July-August. Mid-November, 12 to 13 anomalies. A November 11th image by astronomers David C. Jewett and Jane Liu suggested the object remained intact despite expected perihelion disruption. Loeb called this the 12th anomaly, implying no explosion or fragmentation. On November 23, he added a 13th non-gravitational acceleration, detected by ALMA adjusting the trajectory for a precise Jupiter flyby on March 16, 2026, 53.445 million kilometers away. Loeb described this as a potential Oberth maneuver for deploying probes, with odds of 1 in 26,000 naturally. Late November, compounding evidence. A November 28 Utah telescope image revealed luminosity patterns resembling controlled emission, not random outgassing, and structural symmetry inconsistent with chaotic cometary venting. This aligned with nickel-heavy emissions and CO2-dominant jets, pushing anomalies toward a level 5 on Loeb's own scale, where technological origin becomes statistically viable. As stated earlier, he estimates the odds of artificiality at around 40% in recent interviews. 3I Atlas is larger than predecessors Oumuamua 2017 and Borisov 2019, with a hyperbolic trajectory confirming interstellar origin. Mainstream astronomers like NASA ESO classify it as a comet, attributing anomalies to composition. Example: metal carbonyl outgassing explaining nickel signals and acceleration. However, Loeb advocates open testing, prioritizing spectroscopy for radio signals, structural imaging, and orbital perturbations. No conclusive evidence of artificiality exists yet, but the upcoming December 19th data dump could change that. If natural, it expands comet models. If not, it echoes Oumuamua debates. All right, that is it. Please keep an open mind when you hear these reports and incidents. Why? Because the most commonly cited modern estimate of the number of stars in the Milky Way galaxy, based on data from the Gaia mission, infrared surveys, like 2MASS, and detailed mass modeling of the galaxy, is around 300 billion stars. 300 billion. The current best estimate for the number of galaxies in the observable universe is approximately 2 trillion. 2 trillion with a T. Not to mention the possibility of extra-dimensional realms and parallel universes. Many, many questions. I never worry, though. I do what Doc's report does. I focus on what's truly important and is really all anyone really has. Say it with me, keep spiritually centered. Until next time, be good and goodbye.